Behind me is the leaderboard, and at the top of it is William Fox-Pitt. He was the only rider to go in the 30s despite an error of course.
Well, just in the 30s, I mean, that's always a good feeling to break that barrier. It's quite a psychological barrier that the riders have, and to go in early on Thursday and do a test like that, I'm delighted with Partlane. I mean, he's got a superb brain, and he wasn't really affected by the atmosphere, and if that's the case, then it makes my job much easier. And no, he was lovely, and shame the rider stopped in the wrong place at the end. I mean, I hope I don't live to be cursing myself for that, because that was just, you know, that's just useless. And the thing was, last week at the Europeans we stopped in the place before, and the weekend before we stopped the place before, and I read through the test and I read it that we stopped there, and it just was wrong. So that could be expensive, but you know, I can't blame my horse at all for that. And you know, he coped really well, and let's hope he lives up to it the next 2 days.
In second is New Zealand's Andrew Nicholson with a score of 42.8, and he still has Nereo to ride tomorrow.
Yeah, very pleased with him. Yeah, he's very sound in this job, and he doesn't mind the atmosphere, and you can really ride him in the dressage arena, which is a big plus. But when you have one that goes in and gets tense, and you start sort of doubting what you're doing and whatnot, whereas if you go in the first one and it's quiet and you can ride it and pressure it a bit more to get a few more marks, for sure it helps with the next one.
Defending champion Caroline Powell has also got another ride tomorrow on Amor. Hopefully she'll improve on the eventful ride today on Mrs. Tilly.
Yeah, she's improving all the time, the mare. And obviously I had my wee whoopsie in there. I was just concentrating so much on keeping her going, and shoulder in, it was all fine, and I thought, oh no, that's great, keep going. And then just moved her off into the half pass, but I was meant to do a wee circle there somewhere, but you know, it's not the end of the world, so it was fine.
Mary King was in third on Apache Source for most of the afternoon before dropping to fourth after a 43.3 from Elizabeth Power. Mary will be hoping those simple mistakes won't cost her come Sunday.
Yes, well, I've got my second horses tomorrow. She could perform a better test, but you know, she might not, you never know. She naturally is slightly better moving horse than Apache, but you know, Apache Source usually gets very excited, and he didn't. So you know, William, I think, has done a fantastic test on Partlane Hawk, which is great, it's good for him. But you know, hopefully I'll be sort of there, or you know, near enough to keep in touch.
So Oliver, as one of the first few riders out here today, how did it go for you?
Yeah, good. He's a first-time horse at this level, and he was very happy to be here. Too happy to be here yesterday. He's been a swine to work, and all of a sudden he settled and did his job brilliantly. So I couldn't have been more pleased.
With 40 horses still to do their dressage on Friday, I spoke to former judge and Burghley commentator Jean Mitchell about what the judges are looking for.
As a judge, we can score from 10 down to 0, and I like to use that scale. Okay. That's really, really important, because then you can get the horses in the right order.
We're in front of the leaderboard, and there's some recognised names at the top, as we'd expect, but also some very experienced riders who've made some errors today.
You're absolutely right. What you get on day one are the professional riders with more than one horse, because they ride a horse at the beginning and a horse at the end. It's a really difficult test, the FEI 4-star B test. It's very busy, and if your horse isn't correctly trained or in the right frame of mind, it's not an easy test to ride.
So a fantastic start to the Rover Burghley Horse Trials 2011. Let's hope for great conditions again tomorrow for day 2 and the completion of the dressage.